What if it isn't too late to get shredded for summer? I started my cut months ago, but I also had a lot of fat to lose. If you're already around 15% body fat, you're way closer than you think. Here's exactly how to get your abs back. I first started my cut January 1st of this year. I just came off a bulk. I was weighing in around 190 pounds, around 20 to 22% body fat. Now, if you don't understand what a body fat percentage is yet, stick around. I will explain that later in the video and how to calculate your own. But for right now, I was sitting around 20 to 22%. In the beginning, I decided to cut very slow. My goal was to retain as much muscle mass as possible while still losing the fat. So initially during my cut, I was cutting around 0.5 pounds per week. My goal was and still is to hit 9% body fat by the end of this quarter, so by July 1st. About 3 weeks ago, I noticed I was a little behind for this goal. So what I did was I bumped up my deficit so that I was losing 1 pound per week. I'm currently sitting around 173 pounds, about 11 to 12% body fat. At the time of recording this video, I have about 1 month left before I need to be at 9% body fat. So I'm lagging a little bit behind, but I'm going to make some adjustments here this week to make sure that I hit that goal at the specific time that I set out to.
Cause it doesn't mean so much in the end.
The problem with the scale is it doesn't tell the whole story. Two guys can weigh the exact same amount and look totally different. Muscle is a lot more dense than fat. So pound for pound, muscle takes up less space than fat does on your body. It also looks aesthetically more pleasing. So this is why I like going by body composition over what the scale says. Body composition is a ratio of lean body mass versus body fat. Basically, what percentage of your body is fat versus everything else. There are a few ways to measure body fat. There's DEXA scans, hydrostatic weighing, bioelectric impedance, and also skinfold calipers. A lot of these are hard to access. You got to go to a clinic and they're expensive, or they're cheap, but they're still a pain in the ass to do and are not as accurate. For all we're doing in this video, you just need a rough guess. So the best way that I've found to do this is to take a photo of yourself shirtless in the mirror, upload it to ChatGPT and enter in your weight as well as your height, and it'll give you a rough estimate of your body fat percentage. Obviously, this isn't going to be as accurate as some of the other methods that I mentioned, but it's also way easier, it's free, and it's very simple to do. You start to see your abs around 15% body fat. This is when you start to see the top two abs start to poke through. After that, you'll continually start to see progress until eventually you reach 10% body fat. At this point, this is when you can start to see your abs in natural lighting. In order for you to figure out how long this is going to take for you to reach, there's a little bit of math involved. So what I want you to do is take the number that ChatGPT told you that your body fat percentage is. Make sure it's in a decimal point. So if you're 15% body fat, that's 0.15. Or if you're 10% body fat, that's 0.10, so on and so forth. Multiply this decimal point by your current weight. This is your fat mass, how heavy the fat on your body is. Now you want to find your lean body mass. In order to do this, it's pretty simple. You just take your current weight and minus your fat mass, the number we just came up with, and the answer to that will be your lean body mass. Now I want you to hold on to this number. We're going to need it shortly to calculate your goal weight. I want you to find your goal body fat percentage. So the one on this graph that you aspire to reach. Now take 1 and minus it by your goal body fat percentage in a decimal point. So if it's 12%, then it's 0.10. So on and so forth. Now take your lean body mass. This is the number that I told you to hold on to earlier, and I want you to divide it by this number. This is your goal weight. So how much you're going to weigh when you're at your goal body fat percentage. Now we're not done yet. We got one simple math equation left, and this is to take your current total weight and minus your goal weight. The answer to this is how much weight you need to lose. Now hold on to this number, as I'm going to explain shortly how to figure out how long it's going to take you to get there. But right now, just keep in mind that that's the number that you're aiming for. Also keep in mind that this is an estimate and it assumes that you don't lose any lean body mass. Depending on how quick you cut or your protein intake during the cut, you probably will lose a little bit of your lean body mass. So your true goal weight might be a little bit lower than the goal weight we just calculated. When it comes to cutting, you want to aim to lose half a pound to 1 pound a week. Any more than this, you're going to be doing more harm than good. And any less than this, you're not going to be motivated, as you're not going to see too many results. If you're wanting to retain as much muscle mass as possible, then I recommend staying around that 0.5 pound per week mark. However, if you are up to 1 pound per week, make sure you're getting that protein intake in every single day. So in order to tell how long you're going to need to cut for, I want you to take the amount of weight that you want to lose and divide it by how fast you want to lose it. So if you want to lose 20 pounds and you want to lose 1 pound per week, then that's 20 weeks. Now you need to figure out what your calorie maintenance is. There's equations for this, but I don't want to give you any more equations and they're complicated. So I'm going to drop a link down below in the description. This is to a calculator that is going to take in some data from you and then tell you roughly what your caloric maintenance is. Once you figure out what your caloric maintenance is, all you really need to know is this rule, and that is that 3,500 calories is 1 pound. So if you want to lose 1 pound per week, you need to be in a deficit of 3,500 calories a week or 500 calories a day. If you want to lose half a pound per week, then you need to be in a deficit of 250 calories per day. So take your maintenance amount that calculator gave you and subtract the amount of calories that you need to be in a deficit, and this will give you how many calories that you can eat in a day. As long as you stick to this, you'll be in a pretty good position to lose the amount of weight that you want to lose in the time frame specified. However, I recommend weighing yourself every day and taking the average, as this is going to give you a more accurate measurement of your body weight than just randomly weighing, as there's a lot of factors that can increase or decrease your body weight than just losing weight. If you end up doing this and you notice your body weight isn't decreasing as fast as it should be, then this calculator might have estimated wrong, and you can either increase or decrease your calories to make sure you hit your goal. Aside from calories, you want to make sure that you're getting enough protein in. During a cut, I recommend eating 1 gram per pound of body weight. This will help you preserve as much muscle as possible during your cut. In terms of cardio, the best cardio that you can do is the cardio that you enjoy. Walks with your dog or your girlfriend or playing sports are definitely the way to go here. That said, if you don't have a dog, girlfriend, or play any sports, then low intensity cardio is definitely a good option. However, I find this takes a really long time to burn a significant amount of calories. Like, you need to hit like 8 to 12,000 steps per day in order to burn a significant amount. I personally find myself way too busy to do this every day. So a quicker alternative that I like doing is a HIIT style jump rope workout. Just make sure that during your cut, you're only doing this 1 to 2 times per week, as if you do it anymore and lift weights at the same time, you're not going to be getting enough recovery. Cardio is great for assisting with fat loss, and it is great for cardiovascular health. However, what's really going to move the needle in terms of weight loss is making sure your diet is on point. If you don't keep your diet dialed in, you're not going to see the results you're looking for. If you're wanting to learn more about how to lose weight with a calorie deficit, then I definitely recommend clicking on this video here. I also have a free fitness accountability group on Discord. I'd love to have you there. It's completely free, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.